Hello YouTube, it's me, Justin, the Real Manos. I'm here with a new review of Mystery Science Theater 3000 box set. Man, where are we here? 18? Good lord. 18. And this episode, we got Lost Continent, Crash of the Moons, The Beast of Yucca Flats, and Jack Frost. Now, as usual, the Shout Factory box sets come with little mini posters, like this one right here for Lost Continent, this for Beast of Yucca Flats, Jack Frost right here, and Crash of the Moons. And what an interesting set we have here. There's some excellent episodes, and a couple big favorites here of Lindsay. Actually, you're a big fan of Jack Frost and Crash of the Moons. I know that. Not so much of a big Beast of Yucca Flats fan.
No.
Okay. And the Coleman Francis movies are the ones that gives her the hardest time. And let me just start off with a few things. First off, the movies themselves. Lost Continent is, I think, a season 2 or season 3. I think it's season 3, actually. And it's got an all-star cast. It's got Cesar Romero from the old Batman show. He used to play the Joker. It's got Hugh Beaumont from Leave It to Beaver. And it's also got, let's see, what's his name? I can't remember his name all of a sudden. With Bissell, I think. He was a character actor who was in like 8,000 movies during the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Character actor. If you've seen him, you know who I'm talking about. And Sid Melton, who is like a forgotten comedian from this time. He was on the Danny Thomas Show, and he's annoying as hell. Yeah, one actress the actress in the beginning, I can't remember her name, but she used to be in the Abbott and Costello show. She looks like some blonde woman. Anyway, it's a Cold War kind of movie mixed with dinosaurs. I don't know, it's a long story, but the government is test firing a rocket, and they lose it, and it lands somewhere in the ocean. And they get a couple of military pilots, and they get the scientists who built the rocket to go look for it, and they find it on top of an island, mountain, gigantic, huge plateau with dinosaurs on it, and they have to fight the dinosaurs to get to the rocket. Wait, I know that it sounds exciting, but it isn't. This film was padded deeply. They only had like maybe 3 servings of plot for like a party of 10. So half the movie is them climbing this mountain, this rock climbing sequence, which goes on for fucking forever. And it really lays waste into Joel and the robots, which is interesting because there's a loose kind of way they riff onto this movie, which is probably one of the most natural sounding riffing they ever did in any the episodes from the 10 seasons. Very funny. It's a classic one. It's maybe a little hard to watch on the first run, but I definitely do recommend that one. Also, we got Crash of the Moons, a later episode from season 4, I believe it is. It's the sequel to Manhunt in Space. It's part of the Rocky Jones series, and Rocky Jones was a very typically silly sci-fi stuff from the 50s. I think it was a TV show, and they did some movies and stuff like that. Rocky Jones was sort of Flash Gordon meets pre-Star Trek, because, you know, he's this kind of dashing, rugged hero, sort of, who works for this, I don't want to say Federation of Planets, but that's kind of what they do, trying to achieve peace. It is, it is a little like Star Trek in a way, but not. They forgot all the interesting, exciting stuff, and the riffing in this is just solid, partly because they've already met these characters before, and they just really dig into them. One of my favorite sequences, actually, in this one is Crow, Gypsy, and Servo do a song that's reminiscent of old 20s song, based on the Crash of the Moons. They call it the Gypsy Moons. Holy shit, is it a funny song. Next is, I'm going to, I'll talk about Beast of Yucca Flats. That's the main feature here. It's a Coleman Francis film. It's got Tor Johnson from the Ed Wood movies, and he plays a Russian scientist who gets hit with a nuclear bomb, and he doesn't grow or mutate or anything. He gets burned and starts raping and killing. Because that's what I do when I get burnt, is I rape and kill. It's a dreadful, boring and depressing film. Horror film shouldn't be both of those. It's a sad film, and it's almost silent because most of the dialogue is off camera, and there's a narrator that says random things that makes no sense. And this was the third episode they did with Coleman Francis films, and they're all ready for Coleman Francis this time. And Coleman Francis, I have to say, is probably the worst film director. Maybe there's a couple others. I mean, everybody talks about Ed Wood and UV Boll and you know, a couple other guys. But you know what? Coleman Francis is really awful. His films have to be seen to be believed, actually. Now, Jack Frost is from the sci-fi era, and that has Mike in it. Oh, Beastie Up the Flats also has Mike. And Jack Frost is part of their sort of Finnish-Russian films that they've done. They did 3 over in Comedy Central, and they did 1 in Sci-Fi Channel, and this is the one they did for Sci-Fi Channel. It's a folk tale that goes nowhere, and but while it's doing that, you see all these really beautiful set pieces and, you know, interesting made-up characters. Some okay effects for the time, and especially considering the budget. You know, this film didn't have anywhere near the budget of a, you know, well, hell, a modern-day film from, you know, Finland and Russia, much less here. I'm trying to think here. It's a story about, it's kind of a typical Cinderella kind of story with this girl with this evil stepmother and stepdaughter who looks like Tom Petty, and they mistreat her horribly, and she's sent out into the woods, and she's found by Jack Frost, who, like, shows up, like, way late to the film. But it's such a fun... these Finnish-Russian films that they've done aren't really so much bad, they're just so fucking weird and goofy that it's just fun to make fun of them. Matter of fact, the creators of the show, Mst3k, often really like these films. And I'm going to get on to the bonus features. Now, Shout Factory has been a little bit better on the bonus features than the Rhino series. This one seems to be the lightest so far. It does have really cool things here. It's got special introductions by Frank Conniff and Kevin Murphy on... Frank introduces Lost Continent, and Kevin Murphy introduces Jack Frost, and what they do is they talk for like maybe 10 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes, reflections on the movie itself, doing the episodes. Lots of fun. I love these, and I hope they keep doing this kind of idea for the special features. I really enjoy seeing them dig further into a film, and also in retrospect now that the show's all done. Love that. There's not really much on Crash of the Moons. There is the segments for the Mystery Science Theater Hour, which are very funny. They're hosted by Mike. That's a long story in and of itself. Just watch them. And then the Beastie Up Flats gets the special treatment. There's 2 documentaries on Coleman Francis, and what the hell was going on with this guy. They're very well done, and I highly recommend watching them. They're just magnificent. They did it. The same producers of this, Ballyhoo, I think, did the Santa Claus documentary on a couple of discs back, and they did the one on Coleman Francis as well. Love it. And there's only a minor complaint here is on Lost Continent. There apparently was some damage to the master tape they used, so there's little flickers here and there. It's really disturbing, especially on a DVD that's brand new, to see, you know, it kind of flickered like it's been like a poor copy or something like that. They could have borrowed mine. My copy of Lost Continent's just fine, but oh well. That's that, and the lack of too many extras kind of tempts me to put it down a notch in Ram Chips, but the episode choices are just too good to pass up. So definitely this is a lighter 5 Ram Chips. Definitely get it though. My recommendations are, well, hell, just any of these. Probably Jack Frost first, then Crash of the Moons, get you warmed up for Lost Continent, then Beast of Yucca Flats. You need to build up your momentum before you get to that one. By the way, the two shorts in the episode of Beast of Yucca Flats are just magnificent, especially the 70s Puerto Rican short. Oh, the jokes are awesome in that one. So I think that'll about do it. So push the button, Lindsay.